Welcome to the Marketing Pulpit Show, and I am Robert Gatewood, your host. We are here every Friday at 10:30 a.m. bringing you the good of marketing gospel. We're not saving souls, we're saving businesses, saving jobs, saving our community. Now, if I happen to save a soul along the way, don't hold that against me. We'll just call that icing on the cake. Now, the mission at Marketing Pulpit Show is to build strong businesses in our community so that we can put our people to work. And we do that with business development, job creation, and service. So if you ever find yourself in a business crossroads and not sure which way to turn, just turn on the Marketing Pulpit Show because we're on a mission. You can also find the show on the major platforms, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, and you can find it at marketingpulpit.com.
I'd like to welcome everybody. I'm a business developer by trade. I have a company called Gatewood Marketing and Web. You can find out more about me by going to gatewoodmarketing.com. You can also go to marketingpulpit.com to find out more about the show and follow us, listen to past shows, and also check us out on our social media platforms. We're on YouTube, we're on LinkedIn, we're on Facebook Live, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, and we are all things Marketing Pulpit. My dad was a Baptist minister. Man, he would be up in that pulpit. And guess what? He rubbed off on me. I mean, I didn't go into the same kind of pulpit. I am a minister of business. My goal is to build these strong businesses and put our people to work because that's my passion. That's my mission. I want to thank everybody for tuning in for the first time. If you have not been tuning in for the past 13 years, I have one question. Where the heck have you been? That means you must be making so much money. You are doing so well that you don't need this information. So I'm going to say much love to you and much success. But you can always learn. You can always learn. One of my clients, this old guy, nearly full of one of his favorite quotes. I'm still learning. So am I. We got a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk about you don't have to be Deion to put money in your stockings this holiday season. Everybody's talking about Deion. As a matter of fact, we're going to talk about Deion in our news segment today. We also want to talk about some things in the news, things that are relevant and that help us understand and navigate this business society that we are in. Also, today is Free Friday. I like the ring of that, right? Free Friday. Free Friday simply means that if you have a business, if you have an event that you're trying to plug, I'm going to turn off the charge meter today and let you call in and give us your 1 minute plug. You got to be brief now. In 1 minute, I'm going to cut you off because this is a community service I'd like to offer to a Free Friday. We're going to be doing that from time to time. So if you know somebody who has a business, somebody who has an event coming up, and it's even better if you have something that you can give away in return to help further our business community. So we're going to be doing that today. The number is 1-800-450-7876. 1-800-450-7876. As a matter of fact, if you are tuning in online, you will see the number scrolling across the screen. And if you want to see my ugly mug, you can go to Marketing Pulpit. You can go to Facebook Live. You can go to YouTube. And you can also catch us as we simulcast this broadcast all over the world, the big globe. And also, now I've had quite a week this week. I'm telling you, sometimes, man, you wake up in the morning, you don't know what's going to happen from one day to the next, much less 1 hour. First of all, I had to teach 2 courses at the college. I'm an adjunct professor at Prince George's Community College. Generally, I teach about 1 course a month. I had 2 in 1 week. And I taught last night. So if you see bags under my eyes, I was up until 10 o'clock last night teaching this course, Networking Works. And on Monday, I taught a course called Social Media Strategies. Great class, interactive, great business owners trying to get this information. So I try to get this information in as many ear holes as possible and as many means as possible in the pursuit of my mission. Now, I was driving home one day, I think it was right after the Monday class, and a deer jumps out in front of me. And much to my chagrin, I hit a deer. I heard people talk about hitting a deer before. Let me tell you, boy, it's a pretty violent experience. I mean, that deer is right there on your hood staring at you. And I went back to see what happened. And I guess he must have got up and kept running, but it was quite a traumatizing experience. So if I seem a little shaken this morning, that deer kind of set me back, kind of threw me off a little bit. So it's been one of those weeks. Got a job offer, somebody trying to hire me, but kind of brought me up, kind of reminded me of the Deion Sanders thing. I said, wait a minute, do I leave my mission of the marketing pulpit, or do I and go over here and take this money, or can I do both? Am I sell out if I leave? We're going to talk about Deion Sanders coming up later in the show. So if you have a free business or an idea, or if you have an event you want to talk about, then we're going to, matter of fact, we have somebody on the line. All right, it's already jumping over here. We have a caller on the line. Oh, he hung up. Okay, the caller hung up. We'll have him call back. Somebody was hanging on to tell us about their free event or service. The number is 1-800-450-7876. 1-800-450-7876. I want to say good morning to the people tuning in online. I see Brother Gerald Brown, one of the greatest plumbers in town. And also want to mention my one of our sponsors and partners in this marketing pulpit venture, BLE Executive Suites. They are a service that provide office service, private offices, virtual services, Zoom rooms, phone services, mailboxes, training rooms, you name it. They have 3 locations, one in National Harbor, they have one in Largo Center, and they have one in College Park, which is actually a hub zone. If you are a business contractor, a government contractor, and you're trying to do it the right way, then BLE is the one-stop shop for your government contracting business needs. Their location qualifies for SAM certification, that's Systems Award Management, that you have to get into the federal government space. So their offices do qualify, and that hub zone, I mean, you get a certain amount of money awarded contracts to businesses that operate in the hub zone. So call them at 301-322-1700 or go to blesuites.com. As a matter of fact, we're going to put out our softball question for today, and the first one calls in with the answer. We're going to give you a free 3 months business address and mailbox services from BLE Executive Suites. And on top of that, Gatewood Marketing and Web is going to give you a free internet domain for 1 year. So the question of the day, the nurse ball question of the day, nurse ball meaning is very soft and easy. What does the acronym NAICS, NAICS, it's a government contracting term, and the first person calls in to tell me what that acronym represents, we're going to give you a free business address and mailbox services through BLE Executive Suites, and you can also get a free internet domain from Gatewood Marketing and Web. Now, Gatewood Marketing, you pay for the year, we give you the money back, and then from that point on, it's up to you to maintain that domain. If you want to get your own personal name, if you know somebody who's starting a business and they need an internet domain to get a website going, then answer this question today. What does the acronym NAICS stand for? And we'll be glad to award you through our partner and Gatewood Marketing and Web. What else we got going on here? Now, let's see. We're going to talk about some items in the news. It's been a very busy news week. And don't forget, later in the show, we're going to talk about Deion. We're going to talk about the secret to success for your business. We're going to give some pointers that I have been using for the past few years that are tried and true. It's like 4 or 5 points that you need to do, whether you're in business or in life, that's going to almost guarantee success. Now, it may not guarantee you $1 million. You may not be, like I say, lighting cigars with $100 bills, but I can guarantee you it would move the ball forward from where you are. So you don't want to miss that. But let's talk about some items in the news quickly. Gas prices fell for the lowest point in over a year. I noticed that, man. A few months ago, I was pulling up to the pump. It was over $4 a gallon. Now it's down to $3.33 across the nation. That's good news. That's good news. I know that pump was killing a lot of folks. A lot of people out here doing the ride shares and things like that, the Instacart, and all their money is going back into the tank. So that's good news. Speaking of, let's talk about Brother Deion Sanders. I was reading an article this morning about a commentator. He said, by going to Colorado, Deion Sanders hoodwinked those who believed he was our coach. I mean, our coach, I guess that means black people's coach. Well, let me tell you my take on this. I mean, I'm not fervent on either one side or the other, but I do like to give my what I call my unbiased opinion. The question is, did the stint at Jackson for Deion, was it a net gain or a net loss for the school and for the community? And I'm not sure it's fair for any of us to hold somebody else to our own purity test. When I say purity test, I mean like we're not, like the person is not human. They're not entitled to make their own decisions. They're not entitled to make mistakes. They're not entitled to do some of this and some of that. And we're going to have a call coming up, but I'm going to finish up on this, Deion. So life is like a process. It's like making sausages. It could be messy at times. Should Deion stuck around a little longer? Probably. Should he have stuck around forever? Probably not. Does Deion care more about himself than uplifting the program? Maybe. Did he self-promote and take the money and run? Maybe. But should Deion look after himself? Probably yes. Now, as we lionize, as some people lionize Deion for coming to the school and making the accomplishments that he did, and others demonize him for grabbing the money and run, let's not forget, as we press the case for uplifting Black people, that is Deion not Black also? Does he deserve the same type of support and congratulations that we award to people like Ketanji Brown Jackson, Hakeem Jeffries, who just become the Speaker of the Minority Speaker of the House, Robert Smith, the great engineer and entrepreneur? These are folks who've broken the glass ceiling. Does Deion fall in that category, or are we going to label him a Benedict Arnold? Something to think about. This is what we're going to do. We're going to talk about a couple of more news items. We're also going to talk about Brittany Griner had come back from Russia after a prisoner swap. Oh, that was interesting. And this last story I'm going to talk about before I bring on, we have a couple of folks holding on the line who wants to either win our contest or give out their free business for the day. There was a woman in Michigan who lost her life. She went to a Facebook ad trying to buy a car for $15,000 on the Facebook marketplace, and she was held at gunpoint and robbed of $15,000. I'm sorry, she didn't lose her life. She lost her life savings. Be careful out there, people. We did a show, matter of fact, about a week ago, talking about this time of year, how you have to be careful. Please be careful. So hang on for a second. We're going to take a quick break. This is the Marketing Pulpit Show. I'm Robert Gatewood, your host. We are here every Friday at 10:30 a.m., bringing you the good marketing gospel. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in a minute. Back. Thank you for tuning in to the Marketing Pulpit Show. I'm Robert Gatewood, your host, and we are here every Friday at 10:30 a.m. bringing you the good marketing gospel. Go to marketingpulpit.com. You can watch the show right there on the screen, and you can see everything that's going on. I'd like to welcome attorney Bradley Thomas tuning in this morning on Facebook. Thank you, Brother Thomas, for tuning in as you so often do. Good brother out there doing great things in the community. We have some of the greatest listeners and followers. If you want to get your name shouted out, just go to Marketing Pulpit or go to Facebook and just drop a note in the feed, and we will give you the recognition that you deserve. I was also reading this story about a 10-year-old boy who shot his mom because he was angry that she wouldn't buy him a virtual reality handset. The mom had the gun in a case. The kid got into the case, had an argument with the mom. The mom said, "You're not getting it." What did the guy do? took the gun, shot his mom. Mom died at the scene, and later on, after the kid killed his mom, he went back online and ordered the virtual reality set anyway. Folks, I'm telling you, between social media, between the lockdown, between, boy, we need intervention. I mean, one of our clients actually has one of our sponsors, Good Hope Tutoring Service. They have a new service now, which helps people who have suffered during this learning loss. Some of the kids who've gone through socioeconomic and learning changes, lost learning. And so I'm glad that they've come on board to help us, because I think some of these changes that we're seeing, even though kids have lost a lot of education during this lockdown, they also lost a lot of social skills. You don't just shoot your mom over a game. But anyway, check out our sponsor also, Good Hope Tutoring Services. Go to goodhopetutoring.com. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put their name across the screen. Check them out and find out more about if your child is suffering from some type of learning loss of social skills. Check them out. This is a cause that we're going to promote on this show so that we don't get any further behind as a people because of what happened during the pandemic. So people are starting to lose their weight. They're losing that weight that they gained. Some companies have started back hiring. People have gotten their jobs back. But what about the children? Some of them are still suffering. So I'm glad we have a partner now who's helping with COVID learning loss. That's Good Hope Tutoring, Miss Orisha Brown. Check them out and show them some support and love through the marketing pulpit. We have a caller. I have two callers on the line. Welcome to the show, Mr. Jordan. Welcome to the marketing pulpit.
Thank you, Brother Robert, and thank you, sir. Good morning to everyone out there. We're headed to Capitol Heights, Maryland, for a very important free community health event tomorrow, Saturday, the student 10th at the Everlasting Life Vegan Restaurant, 9185 Central Avenue. The bio war on Black health, biological warfare. The immune system isn't strong because you're suffering from high blood pressure, stroke, diabetes, whatever it is. I'm going to teach you how to reverse every single one of those diseases so that when they release the next deadly biological weapon, you can survive. And that's what I'll be coming in to do all the way from St. Louis, Missouri. It's free. Black Health Revolution.eventbrite.com, Black Health Revolution.eventbrite.com, 888-847-8026, 888-847-8026 if you need to call us for more information.
And Mr. Jordan, now where is that? You said it's going to be held at Everlasting Life. I think that's right down the street from my office in Capitol Heights, Maryland. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yep, Everlasting Life Vegan Restaurant, 9185 Central Avenue, Capitol Heights, Maryland. Tomorrow, 6 p.m. Tomorrow, 6 p.m. is absolutely free. We'll have our recipe books. I'm going to teach you how to reverse every single disease that's keeping in your immune system weak very quickly.
All right, we'll do this. If you know somebody who has access to a computer, if you can go to our Facebook page and drop that information into our feed, we'll blast it out to our audience and make sure everybody in the DC area who's available, if they want to drive up from St. Louis to come as well, we want to let our audience know. So thanks again there, Brother Jordan, for calling, and thanks for tuning in to the Marketing Pulpit and taking advantage of our free Friday. We also have William on the line. William, welcome to the show.
Good morning, Robert.
Good morning, William. How you doing this morning?
Hello, Robert. Good. And good morning to the listening audience. I'm going to definitely be at that event tomorrow with Brother Nathaniel Jordan over at Everlasting Life at 6, because we definitely have to make sure that our health is, up to speed, because if it's not, you're not going to have a business if you don't have good health, right?
That is so true.
I'm offering to the listening audience, Robert, from my company, WM Graphics and WM Print Shop, I'm offering a 20% discount for the listeners until the end of the year. So it's basically an end of the year roundup.
All right.
And I just wanted to offer that 20% service to help people so that going into this new year, they have their whole design 2023.
Folks, you heard it here. We have two offers, two promotions on our free Friday. We have a free workshop over in Capitol Heights at the Everlasting Life by Brother Nathaniel Jordan. And he's going to be there coming all the way from St. Louis. We're going to get that information on the website and on our social media sites. And also William from WM Print Shop. He's offering 20% off his service. And William, if you get to a computer, if you can drop that either on your Facebook or your YouTube, and we'll make sure it gets out on this. So when people go back and check out this show, your information will be there, okay?
Okay.
Thank you to both of you, brothers, and thank you for making this show a success this morning. Thank you very much, and continue to listen and share this information with others. All right, folks, we have a couple of brothers here who are taking advantage of our free Friday. The number is 1-800-450-7876. If you have a service or an event you want to promote, we're offering it today on our free Friday. And those two brothers are taking advantage of it. Let me tell you something, folks. There's a lot of good things out here in society that don't cost you money. Tuning into this show every Friday is one of them, but also today we upped it a notch by giving you an opportunity to call in and do a plug for your own service. So thank you to those two brothers, William and Nathaniel, for calling in today. We're going to jump into our sermon. We got a lot going on today. Like I said, I've had one of those weeks. Hit a deer. Had 2 courses I had to teach, got a job offer, and I've got a lot to think about. We got dealing with a lot of things in the news, but I like to put it all in context because it's all like you got to mix. It's like life. You got to shake it all up and throw it on the table and throw it against the wall and see what sticks. And I'm sure some of you have experiencing some things this week. Sometimes things are going your way. Sometimes you're having trouble and turmoil and dissatisfaction. Things aren't exactly going the way you think they should. But I just say, hang in there. And if you get confused along the way, go out there and help somebody else. But nothing gets rid of your own problems like going out, finding out somebody else has more problems. And that's what I like to do. When I go hit that deer, and I'm saying to myself, I'm not worrying about my car. One thing I'm worrying about the poor deer. But what about the people who are having accidents who didn't survive? So I'm being thankful. When I look at that glass, I like to see it as half full and not worry about the things that are not going my way. Speaking of things going my way, also let's don't forget to support our sponsor, BLE Executive Suites. Check them out at 301-322-1700 or BLEsuites.com. They're a hub zone and they qualify for SAM certification. If you're trying to get into the government contracting space, you want to call them. They have accounting services, business entity setup, mailboxes, private offices, training rooms. They have it going on. Also, check out Gatewood Web Services. If you need an internet domain, if you need a website, need WordPress hosting, we have those services right here in our community. You don't have to go to GoDaddy or Google or Yahoo or Network Solution or HostGator. Tell somebody we have a company in our community that offer these exact services, and it's more personalized. Of course, we have an 800 number that you can call like everybody else, but you also get to talk to me. You can't talk to Zuckerberg or the people over at Google. So anyway, check us out at gatewood.biz. And share that information as well. We'd be glad to have you as part of our service. Let's talk about our service, our marketing sermon for today. Just like Deion had to make some decisions about what to do with his future, you have to make some similar decisions. But sometimes you need a roadmap. Sometimes you need some little reminders and markers along the way. I'm going to give you some quick tips this morning on how to make sure that you're making the right decision when you have those kind of decisions you have to make, like Deion made, and all of you business owners. First of all, do this. Be the best at what you do. I went to the Bojangles this morning. I know I'm not proud of it, okay? I went to the McDonald's first to get me some oatmeal, but the line was around the block. So I went to Bojangles, and the guy that came to the window, he had tattoos on his arm. I started to ask the brother, man, when did you get out? I mean, he really had that kind of look. But the guy was so nice. He offered to say, look, can I throw some jelly in the bag with you? And when he handed me my orange juice, he actually turned it upside down and shook it up for me. I said, now that brother has a future. I don't know what he did in the past, but right now he's doing the best at what he does. No matter what you do, be the best at it. What I want you to also invest in your brand, invest in marketing, invest in promoting yourself and putting your best foot forward. That's number 2. Number 3, you must build relationships. You cannot do this alone. build relationships with people that share your vision, your passion, your purpose, and drag that train along with them. You will go much further by participating in those relationships. I want you to do this also. Be willing to take some risk. There's an old saying, fortune favors the bold. That is so true. You will not get to where you want to get to by being so careful. Take calculated risks, educated risks. Listen to this show. We will help you along the way, but be prepared to take some risks to get from A to Z. And last but not least, exceed expectations. People have a certain expectation of you. I want you to exceed those expectations. Don't stop where people expect you to be. Be prepared to go beyond and wow them. Folks, that's my advice for the day. I want you to go out here and make these businesses successful. We have enough businesses in our community. We need more successful businesses. Share this information, share this show to make sure that our businesses, that our people in our community, we can build these businesses so that we can eliminate some of these problems that we have in our community. And the best way to do that is with a strong economic foundation. So we're going to be back next week. This is the Marketing Pulpit. I'm Robert Gatewood. Go to marketingpulpit.com. You'll see the show there on the homepage. Share it with others. Also, you can go to YouTube and find out more about our services. And we will see you next week. And if you want to be successful, you have to do these three things. Do the right thing, do it at the right time, and you have to do it right. Enough talk. Let's get to work. Welcome back to the Marketing Pulpit TV show. I am Robert Gatewood, your host. I'm here every Friday. That's right. Set your clock every Friday for 10:30. You cannot go wrong. I'm telling you. If you're a business owner, why wouldn't you do this? Let me get into your head for a minute here. Information is free. The messenger has more experience probably than anybody in any marketing field. He's concerned about your community. And plus, the things that I tell you, these things have been tested. I have a board up here on the wall. Probably got about 20 names on it. And these are clients. These are people I've worked with. And that list is constantly evolving and changing because I'm constantly bringing in new customers. And so the customers that come in, they're benefiting from the clients that have gone before. And you're receiving the same type of information at absolutely zero cost. So why wouldn't you do this? People give for different reasons. Some give because it's intrinsic. It's part of who they are. Some do it because others give. And some do it for financial gain. Whatever your reason, it's a good thing. So I'm going to ask you a quick question today. Does giving become you? Because when you give and you are aligned with your purpose, it attracts things. People come into your life that you hadn't planned on. People come into your life that's going to help you fulfill your purpose. When you do something often enough, it becomes you. If you smoke, you're a smoker. Okay. If you vote, you're a voter. If you sing, you're a singer. And if you give, you are a giver. When something becomes you, you don't need these reminders. You don't need a Tuesday giving day to remind you to give if giving becomes you.